In the last video, we almost crashed our Mustang starting it for the very first time. But we saved it, then we realized it wasn't running in tip-top shape. So now we are gonna dive deeper today and find out exactly what's wrong with our 1970 Mustang Mach 1. We thought we would talk about a couple of the tools that we use to do the compression tests. So this is pretty simple. It's made by Snap-on. You can pretty much get it anywhere. You know, you don't have to get a Snap-on one, but this Snap-on one's good. So basically, makes it so one man can do the job. So if you got your compression gauge set up, you can just hook it to your solder solenoid and to your battery power, and you can just hit the button and, you know, crank the car over. Just remember, if you have a standard, of course, make sure it's in neutral. On the Fords, it's right here on the firewall on the older Fords. But like on a GM, you'd have to get to the starter, you know, down below. But the cables are long enough to reach it. And then of course, you know, very simple, the compression tester. So this just plugs in there, quick connect, and then, you know, it measures the compression of the motor. And then of course, depending on your plug size, there's 3 different ones with this particular compression gauge. I'll take all the plugs out first. We're placing a wrench in the top of the carburetor to hold the choke open. That way we get the maximum amount of airflow to each cylinder for the test. 105. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
0 is not good, but we'll check the rest just to make sure it's not the only one. That's weird. I wonder if that's because I got all that gas in there. There's a wrench in the works because our wrench in the works hasn't worked, and now we have fuel inside of our compression gauge.
60.
I wonder if the needle is messed up on this thing, because we know the number 2 cylinder is probably where the issue is with its 0 compression, so we'll take the valve covers off and see what happened. They ain't been off in a long time. There it comes. There it comes. The valve. Oh, where's the push rod? That push rod.
That's supposed to be straight?
That's supposed to be straight. So, what happened is the valve probably is stuck, and when the engine cranked over, it bent the push rod because it couldn't push. You couldn't press the valve down. Yeah, the valve is stuck.
Valve stuck.
That's the problem. That valve is stuck. Well, it's what I thought it was going to be. We're going to take the heads off.
Okay.
You can't just unstick it.
No.
No. No, because it's stuck in the guide from sitting. So let's just say you free it up, and you know she runs, she gets warm, and she starts sticking again. You don't want the piston to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just labor.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's labor. You know, take both cylinder heads off and send them to the. I mean, you send them to the machine shop, or you know, I can do the heads. It just takes me a lot longer. That's all.
You know, might as well send them to the machine shop.
You know, they're gonna have it. They're gonna be able to cut them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we did our compression test, and we got some results, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, even when we taken the spark plugs out of it, we took a look at the plugs as we see number 2 cylinder. There wasn't nothing going on there. No fire in the hole. So she's clean as a whistle. So we were pretty sure that once we did the compression test, we were going to find out that that was the cylinder that had low compression. And it was. It basically had no compression. None. You know, so I knew it wasn't a burnt valve, right? Because burnt valve, you probably have something, you know, a little something, you know. But an open valve, well, you probably have nothing. And so in this case, what happened was got a bent push rod. Anytime you see a bent push rod, you know something mechanical went wrong. So this car sat since the late 80s.
My entire life.
Yeah, and it turns out number 2 intake valve is stuck in the head, and so at some point someone cranked it over, and when it cranked it over, the crankshaft turns the camshaft lobe comes up and tries opening up that valve, and it can't open it, but it can bend the push rod. So bent the push rod, we got no compression, number 2 cylinder. So next step is let's take some cylinder heads off.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to backtrack a little bit. We're going to take these cylinder heads off, and whether we fix them ourselves or if we send them to the machine shop, we're talking about that. So we'll go from there. Obviously, we're going to take them both off. We're not going to just fix the one side.
Let's do the one side and hope the other side's good, and then have to do the other side.
When you go buy a pair of shoes, you don't buy one at a time.
You just buy the left shoe.
Yeah, you buy them both. So, I mean, the chances are that other head probably in similar condition. The car's really not run since the 80s, so we'll do a valve job on both cylinder heads. We'll put it back. And give us a chance to look inside the motor too.
Yeah, see what's going on.
I mean,
there.
you got nothing else to do. Let's take a look inside the motor.
Yeah.
You know? So that's where we're at. That's the Mustang story for today.
Yeah. All right.